instead of just thinking about what do I do to change little things, is start thinking about what you will to disrupt yourself.
So Javier, what are the most valuable current use cases for AI and generative AI in the mobile core network today, particularly for improving efficiency or performance?
I would say that there's fundamentally three main broad use cases. One is the operational efficiency. That's something that we all vendors, carriers are after. To me, that's low-hanging fruit. That's something that we are all going to contribute to the industry very soon, and it's going to become like a commodity in the next few years. Second one, which I think it brings much more value to carriers, is the ability to create services faster and more efficiently. So the time to market, since you have the requirements until we vendors are able to provide it, is going to be much faster. So that's going to bring like a new industry. This dream we have for years of giving more value to our customers is going to be coming very soon. So I would encourage carriers to do this exigence to vendors and saying, how can you bring more value to my customers faster? And AI is bringing that. And the third one, which is probably more on the long run, is how the technology is going to fundamentally change in the carriers industry, in the telecom industry, because in a few years we'll have AI-driven, AI-created cores and networks. So that's fundamentally going to change everything. And let me give you a couple of ideas. One is that AI is the biggest deflationary event in the human history so far. And it's going to dramatically change the economics of all this. And the second idea is that AI is going to bring an absolutely change of model in everything we do, right? So that's basically what we are going to face in the coming times.
Now, building on those use cases, how can operators effectively integrate AI capabilities into existing 5G core architectures to make the network more adaptive to changing traffic patterns and demands?
So basically, I think there's two fundamental choices. One is it's very tempting to think that AI is going to dramatically change the way the software is constructed and built. So I'll do it myself, right? So I'm a carrier, and there's this pendulum in history saying, I'm going to do my own stuff. I don't think that's going to work, right? Honestly, because even if it's tempting to do it, there's still a lot of expertise that is needed. So I would tell carriers to still look at vendors as the way to help you to build what is coming next, this revolution of completely different cores, completely different technologies. So I would say there's low-hanging fruit cases like operational efficiency, time to market, but I would have this strategic vision of what I'm going to do next. And for that, I would still count on carriers. As I said, AI is deflationary. This means that costs are going to go down. This means that prices are going to go down. And for that, I would say that companies like Summa Networks, like smaller vendors that right now we play a residual role in the industry, we're going to become the center of it. Because for bigger players, it will be very difficult to shift down, as organizations. For us, smaller companies, AI is a blessing because it's going to make us look like a much bigger organizations, much more adapted, much more flexible to what carriers need. So I would try to focus on that. I mean, it is good to look at the short term and, operational efficiencies, as we were saying before. But there's a fundamental shift in how the relationships are going to go in the next few years. I would look at this with more, long-term vision.
Now, looking ahead, how do you see AI-driven mobile cores evolving to enable new services or business models? And what key challenges must be addressed to realize that potential?
To me, the key challenge is just cultural, is the mindset. When we speak about human in the loop, to me, this is just a comfort zone. As a human in the loop, I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but it's not going to exist in a few years. There's no human in the loop. There's maybe vendor in the loop, if you want to put it that way. But human in the loop is not going to exist in a few years. So we need to get ready for that. And we need to accept, I know from a human point of view, it's not easy to accept that. But it's when it's going to happen. So think about the next generation of vendors, next generation of carriers, next generation of consumers. And that's going to be completely different. Everything is going to be agents. Everything is going to be predictive. So instead of just thinking about what do I do to change little things, is start thinking about what you will do to disrupt yourself. I think that's the message for both, again, carriers and vendors. And then once you do that, then you're able to see more clearly where you can focus or where are the use cases where you really want to play the game. No? There is a big opportunity for, again, both vendors and carriers to play a completely different role. And the one that's really brave enough to disrupt themselves, they're going to be probably the winners in what is coming.
Next up, we've got Summa Networks winning the Rising Star Award for Growth and Revenue to Watch for 2026.